Good morning and welcome again to this webinar. Thank you very much for taking this time. What we're going to talk about today is that you probably have attended a lot of webinars on remote working from a technology perspective or from a collaboration perspective, but almost no one talks about how do you manage performance, engagement, recognition, and learning for a remote workforce. That's what we want to kind of talk to you today about. The way we're going to do this is about 10 minutes where I would present and give you an overview. We have Samar who's going to do a 10-minute demo, and we're going to leave the last 10 minutes for Q&A. Sam, if you could move to the next one. So broadly, I mean, like I said, that we probably go through these three parts of it. And Sam, if you could move to the next slide. In our definition, remote working is primarily a spectrum where you have people right from office who have the flexibility to work remote, right up to distributed workforce who could be in different geographies, different time zones, and many other things in between. So if you go back to the history of it, this is not the first time that we are looking at a large scale remote working. It's happened before as well. Just that crises like these are great accelerators in some form. So if you look at the history, you would find largely the telecommunication revolution started this whole piece. There were other crises like the OPEC oil crisis and the air quality crisis, where you found large population that were trying to work remote or work from home. COVID is probably just a new massive accelerator into the format of remote working. Again, as I said, what we will look for is primarily into the performance side of it and how do you manage workforce from a performance perspective. We want to specifically talk on how do you manage performance when your workforce is remote. Right? A very interesting one that we assume always is that one of the common concerns managers have, even unless they work remote, and you will see some of the things that mostly managers tend to struggle with. The first thing is that because they can't see the people, there's always this dilemma between hours and outcomes. I even had 2 days back, one of our clients asked me a question saying, should KPIs change because now everybody's working out of home? And my view was like, I mean, if you're anyway managing for outcomes, why should it change? There's also this tendency of, I don't know what is happening. And this is primarily from a manager's view. An employee also goes through various dilemmas, and that includes sometimes loneliness, sometimes lack of information in any form. What we find are some of the common tenets that are needed for remote working are the following. One is that somewhere the culture has to grant a lot of autonomy. And the data that a supervisor sees is the same data that an employee needs to see. And you will see on our platform how one source of truth and one platform is a very critical part. We've also seen some clients use multiple platforms where they use something for engagement, something for collaboration, something for performance. And we found that people tend to get a little fatigued because of the multiple platforms. You will see on our platform a one place where you can perform, learn, recognize, as well as have engagement and communication happening. So it's a bit of a go-to place for that particular purpose. What we also believe is that when you have new employees, it is important that the 100% remote working may not help. You need to find different ways to probably co-locate them along with their mentors. But the place where you will also see is we all work in shared teams with shared goals, tasks, and projects and initiatives. Sam will again show you a lot of those aspects as well. Now, a very interesting thing that happens on remote working is as much as the managers have their own concerns, employees or whoever has worked remote, and I work a lot remote, they tend to say that anywhere between 10 to 25% of time and extra time is spent on working. There is also a lot of studies that show that actually remote workers are a lot more productive. But the key things that people tend to say as an advantage is that they obviously get more time, which is obvious. Companies get a lot lesser cost. But a very interesting thing that I found was that people actually say that they're healthier for various reasons. And the most important thing is that they also don't tend to lose out on pay. If you see the last part of it, it says actually telecommuting workers are on the top 20 quartile, in terms of pay. That obviously assumes that your company pays on merit and not because somebody happens to be around, in any form. So that's a very key. That's really what is the summary of what we thought should be how you design and manage your remote workforce. And this crisis obviously has taught you that there is an accelerant anyway unto it. Before we go to the platform, I'd request probably Sam to run a quick few polls, and so that we get a sense of what you think about, from your perspective as an employee or as your company, or what do you think of remote working? Sam, if you could just run some of the polls. So here's the first one. How often do you normally work remotely? Choose one of the options. Okay, let's go to the next one, Sam. That's interesting. Does your company have a remote working policy? A lot of companies encourage people to work remotely. They pay for bandwidth, they pay for lost transport or various other things, tax benefits in certain countries. Sam, could we see the result of the second one?
Yes. Okay, now let's go to the third one.
Do you feel that you work longer hours and are a lot more productive when you work from home? Now, we also saw that less than 50% of you probably work often from home.
Wow, I can see this pool is very popular. Great.
Okay, let's see the results, Sam.
Let's see. Wow. Okay.
So this kind of correlates to what we saw in the earlier survey as well. Let's go to the next one.
Yes.
What do you enjoy most when working from home? I'm assuming all of the above should also be a choice. At least I do
Yes.
that, but let's just get a sense of what you most enjoy.
Amazing. Okay, let's see the results for this one. Yeah.
Interesting.
Okay. And the last one we have here, let's see.
I don't see a question.
I don't see it.
No.
Let me relaunch it again.
Oh, there we go. I see it now.
Great.
Okay.
Awesome.
Which of the below do you feel as that you're out of control? This is typically when you supervise when working remotely.
Great.
Sam,
I can see people are voting. Yes. And let's share the results. Good. Okay. So
awesome. Let me probably spend the next few minutes giving you a glimpse of what the platform is, primarily a teaser. I'll again remind you that there is a Q&A section at the bottom of the screen. type in your questions if you have any or comments, and we'll try to answer them through this webinar itself. Primarily, our platform is built on the principles of social media, which is that you get a nudge, it's on mobile, it's easy to use, nobody teaches you Facebook, nobody teaches you LinkedIn, and it's kind of built on the similar set of principles that are there. So what I'm going to do over the next 4 or 5 slides is to give you again a glimpse, and all of these you'll be able to see on the live demo that Sam will show you on the mobile. The first one that is there is...
Naveen, I'm sorry, they said that there's a message that says, okay, Sam got it. So they just said they didn't see the results for the last voting.
Yes, once we finish this, I will share it again.
Okay, thank you, Sam.
Welcome.
So the first one that we believe, which is the significant differentiator on our platform, and a lot like LinkedIn, Facebook, is the nudges. Early morning, you wake up, you're looking at various platforms, and what is the platform trying to say, the various set of reminders that you need to do for the day. Our platform also does very similar things using a lot of AI and what we call as behavioral economics. Sam will show you this particular aspect to it. One other piece that we find, I did mention this briefly to say that remote workers feel lonely at many times. And it's very important for having structured engagement and communication with all of them. And a coach-in, meet-in, check-in is a very important aspect, as much as an announcement, broadcast on a regular basis. And again, this is a bit of an integrated platform where you can do not just performance management, but a lot of the communication and engagement with the employees. The third part of it is the goals. We believe that the KPIs and goals, or OKRs, whatever format that you follow, have to be in the same format that you would do for a resident workforce. So it need not be any different. Now, the only trick that is there is to ensure that it is easy enough for employees to fill in themselves, easy for them to understand. You'll find that a lot of platforms, ERPs, tend to have very strenuous training programs that you need to attend, look up various user guides. I did mention early on to say that our platform is very intuitive, a lot like the social platform, and again, something that you would see in the demo. Tasks, I mean, we see that a lot of companies use projects, tasks, initiatives. People have started using the whole squads and tribes phenomena that exists. And then it's very critical that in tasks, some of the things that we don't notice when we are in an office is, now we tend to stand up, we tend to talk, we tend to get information through water cooler moments and so on. But it's very important to figure out to say, what has the other person done? Has the other person finished what they're supposed to finish so that I could do my part? And this tracking of each other and managing and trying to ensure that we are communicating through tasks and projects is a very critical aspect to our platform. And the last part of it is the whole gamification, reward recognition, announcement side of it. The platform nudges you to saying who's performing better, who's not performing better, the lead lag part of it. So as a supervisor, again, you will get to see on the demo how people can, I mean, supervisors on literally a real-time basis, daily basis, hourly basis can also probably view this part. So hopefully that was a good teaser for you. And that sets Sam up for the demo. And she'll show you pretty much all these parts and more in the demo. So the next 10 minutes is primarily the demo. I'd like to just remind you as she sets this up, feel free to ask your Q&A. Okay, that's the poll.
Yes.
Interesting. I mean, unable to work, supervise directly is a big one, or track tasks. You will see all of that on the platform. Right? These are exactly what we do on our platform. So as Sam sets it up, I mean, a quick reminder again, ask your questions below, please type it. The last 10 minutes again. Sam, you can switch on to your platform as I probably just coached.
Thank you, Naveen, for this great presentation. And hello, everyone. I'm Sam. I'm a pre-sales consultant at KPI Soft. And today I'm very excited to be with all of you and have the opportunity to show you a quick demo of our app. So today I'm going to show you how you can experience a whole different approach when it comes to working from home. So first I'm going to quickly jump into my demo. So I will take 1 minute. And please let me know once you see my screen. Very well.
Yes, Sam.
Amazing. Okay. So what we are going to see today are some amazing features that will help you to improve and utilize your time working from home. So I will just stop my video so that we can focus on the demo. So first, let me introduce our personas. Today, we have two main personas. We have Tawfiq, which is a team member, and we have Rebecca, his team leader. So Tawfiq is working remotely, so his organization wants to make sure that he feels connected and engaged with his colleagues. How can we do that? We can easily do that through our app that he can use anytime, anywhere, simply from his smartphone. So let's see how a typical day for Tawfiq will start. First thing, Tawfiq has two main sections, as Naveen said, things to know and things to do. And here our system is smart enough to segregate the activities relevant to Tawfiq and his team into these two main sections. So things to know will keep Tawfiq aligned with his team updates, where he receives smart, contextual, and time-relevant nudges pushed to his mobile app, empowering him to perform. While things to do will keep him aware of what's required from him to fulfill on the operational level. So let's see things to do. The first thing that Tawfiq will have every morning is a daily nudge checking on his well-being, shared by his team leader. This is a crucial factor to make him feel cared for and looked after, which always create a healthier work environment. So once he sees this nudge, he can go to his things to do and start taking the well-being survey. And as you can see, it's very smooth survey where he can just add what he feels and maybe add some comments if required. As you can see, very easy. And once he finishes, he can click next and save, and this will be directly shared with Rebecca, his TL. So what also can Tawfiq do when it comes to his work and his tasks? First, he will go to things to know and check if anything new is shared by Rebecca, his TL. Here he can see actually that there is a new mission created for the team, and actually Rebecca assigned a task to him on the mission boards. If he goes to things to do, he can see the assigned task, and he can always have a full view of the mission board. Well, actually, mission board provides a great approach when it comes to gamification that we always recommend to team leaders and managers all over the world. We also encourage them to use this to help their team members be motivated on a daily basis to do their tasks and achieve the organizational goals. So for the mission, you can have different stages, and each stage can have different tasks. So here Tawfiq will filter to see the tasks assigned to him. He can go and check a task, check the due date, check the task status, maybe attach any file related to the task. And what's beautiful about this is that the tasks are color coded. So the orange represents the in progress and the green represents the completed tasks. So how about his monthly KPIs? Can Tawfiq has easy access to those and report against them? Of course he can. He can always go see his scorecard, and here we are having a monthly scorecard so that he can always report against certain specific SMART KPIs every month. He can go to any KPI, he can add the actuals, maybe attach a file, save, and as you can see, his score changed based on the actuals versus the target that he has cascaded to him from Rebecca. Okay, very well. So what about his older tasks? can the system help Tawfiq to maybe do his tasks better, maybe have some recommendations or some help in case he's struggling with the task? Yes, actually this can be easily done through our smart solution. So here Tawfiq will receive another contextual smart nudge, which gives him some recommendation and heads up for a task that he seems a little bit late for, and the benchmark from his colleagues who finished the same stage, telling him to ask them for maybe some help or advice on how to get on track with this task. Very well, so this is all for Tawfiq. Let's now see how does it look like for Rebecca, his manager. So it's very important for Rebecca to keep continuous engagement with her team and full awareness of their efforts and recognizing them. How can she do that? This will take us back to the amazing smart nudges that we have, where Rebecca will always receive those contextual time relevant nudges. Let's see the first nudge she will receive every single day. Here she will receive the well-being check survey results, summarizing her team status. This will give her a continuous awareness of their status, making sure they are doing well, and maybe helping anyone who needs help. She can also see the attendance for the survey, and maybe she can get in touch with any of the team members who didn't complete the survey and ask them why they didn't do it and how she can help. So how can Rebecca get in touch with her team members easily while working from home? We have different types of collaboration and the engagement tools, as Naveen showed you in the presentation. She can ask for a meeting, she can ask for a coaching, or she can make an announcement to her whole team. So let's see the coaching. With the coaching, she can easily add any attendee she likes, and then she can continue. She can add session title, description, time, and maybe location in case of face-to-face, which will hopefully reach again soon. Very well, so let's go to the next nudge that Rebecca can receive and can help her also to collaborate with her team. Here, Rebecca will receive a weekly mission nudge showing the progress of a certain task on a weekly basis. The nudge also highlights the top performer and the lower performer. So now Rebecca knows that Tawfiq is doing a great job. How can she recognize his efforts? She can always send him a private, personal gratitude gift or a thank you or a congrats to make him feel more motivated and do better and better every week. And this also can motivate his team members to also do their best to maybe become the next winner. So what if I have a team member that have a bit of obstacle? Can I help him? Yes, I can. Using the same graph here, I can see that Aaron has a problem, a bit of a problem. So how can I help him as Rebecca? I can always give him a coach in that we have seen before, talking to him and adding the notes after the coach in on my profile and his profile to get back to after certain time and see if he got the benefits needed from that. So this is amazing because actionable insights can really help you remedy issues before it's too late, which is very good instead of waiting to just solve the problems after taking place. One last thing I would love to show you before wrapping this up is a smart dashboard. These smart dashboards are amazing. Imagine if you have few updated widgets, which can be updated on hourly basis, daily basis, monthly basis, based on your business nature. So you can see your progress, the budget, the tasks permission, any overdue tasks and the actual deadlines, any upcoming tasks and who's responsible for them, and the average handle time for a certain task for each employee versus the target. I think this will be a great value for any manager to be always on top of what's happening in his team, especially in these hard times where we are all working from home. So this wraps up my demo. I hope you had some nice information that will help you out. And of course, we are opening the questions. So please add all of your questions in the Q&A section, and I will give it the mic back to Naveen now.
Awesome, thank you. We have a Q&A icon or the button down, bottom center of the screen. Or you could probably ask us as well, just raise your hand. Sam will unmute your mic and then you can ask us a question. We have about 5 minutes. As probably Sam picks up, okay, there are 2 questions, Sam, which is, please show us the well-being survey. Could you show the survey again, Sam?
Yes, for sure. Let's see that again. I will just go back to Tawfiq and let's see the survey again. These are the questionnaires. How are you feeling today? Are you getting required support? Are you equipped with required infrastructure to work remotely? Are you clear with your deliverables? Do you need any additional collaboration tool to perform? So what other questions do we have? Does this help in creating balanced scorecards? Yes, of course. As I showed you earlier, each employee will have their own scorecard created. And how the scorecard created, it's very easy. We might not have time to show it today, but we can do it very easily where we just cascade from the manager and submit the scorecard for approval and review. And after it's approved, we can add the actuals very smoothly as I showed you in the demo. Thank you for your question.
On your questions on free trial, yes, we do pilots and POCs. So for sure, we could have a conversation offline. Somebody can probably reach out to you and speak on that. There's another question from Khalid. There's a question from Khalid, which is companies using their own app. Yes, we can integrate with pretty much any ERP, any other application, flat file, data centers, data lakes, or any format of data that is available. We can even, if you have your own performance system already, we could sit on top of it and still augment it. There was another question that somebody asked on the name of the application. And it is basically the company name and the application is called KPI Soft. As the name suggests, we are into continuous performance management. It is an AI-based mobile platform, also available on the web.
We also have a nice comment here from Samir. Good looking platform. I think the challenge though is in companies changing their mindset from 9 to 5 type of job to task. Unfortunately, this is not the case with many organizations. The transformation requires massive amount of time, prepare types of tasks, standardize task duration, and so on. Would you like to comment on that, Naveen?
No, I think you explained that well. The other question, I guess, Sam, you may want to show is there's a question saying, do we help in digitizing KPIs? So maybe, I think, I mean, what we found is the screen that you're on now, we probably implemented in about 8 to 12 weeks, in less than a week for training all the super users and everybody else. People tend to pick it up very quickly. We've actually been rarely called back for additional training. So people intuitively figure out a lot of things on the platform.
Great. Okay, Khaled, I replied to your question. Yes, we can do the integration with any system pretty easily. And we have different types of integrations that we might have another webinar and we can talk into details how and we integrate with different systems and our past experience in that.
Maitri has a question, which is how often do we do upgrades? We pretty much like many other cloud-based SaaS platforms, you would find many times, even every month, there are upgrades that keep coming in. Large upgrades normally happen in about once in 3 months. Like we keep adding new features to it. We also have a lot of features in the system like voice enabled or bell curves and many other things, which yet a lot of clients are waiting to use. So hopefully that answers your question, Maitri.
Yeah, we have another from Krishna. You mentioned continuous performance management. Is the system designed to score every time the process is run? And does it aggregate at the end of the performance cycle?
I think short answer is
Yes.
Short answer is yes. The system basically works on the premise that there is a strategy and then there is a KPI that each individual has. It also aggregates KPIs by teams. It aggregates to ensure that the total of the KPI and the target score equals the strategy score. That said, from there on a daily basis or any regular basis, if I may put it that way, that could include real time to any other time format. We can integrate to any data source and keep pulling data on what is happening real time and start publishing it to people. The smartness of it is not in showing the data. The smartness is to say what is leading and lagging. So where you saw the hub, or what we refer to as nudges, is where we explain to people that this is what, there is a predictive element to it, saying that at current trajectory, you're not going to meet your April target. At current trajectory, your team is not going to meet your April target. That's what is important, a big differentiator, and probably nobody that has that.
Very well. Can you explain?
Magesh has a question on the recognition feature. Do you want to explain that, Sam? Just show that recognition feature again. Magesh is from
Yes,
admin.
of course. Let's see that live now. Okay, so the recognition feature is very nice. When Rebecca here receives a nudge that one of her team members is doing a good job. Let's see, let's go to Rebecca quickly. Okay, so now here Rebecca saw that Tawfiq is doing a great job when it comes to this task. So what she did is she shared with him a token of appreciation. It doesn't have to be a certain gift. It can be a thank you card. It can be a congrats card. It can be a mission leaderboard where him and his friends can see that he's the top performer for this week. So this is an amazing feature that we have, and we also have a whole reward module, which we can of course have another webinar and show you this module in details. But you can have rewards, you can assign a contest, you can add people to this contest, and whoever wins can get points and exchange them with a certain reward, a physical reward, if you have this as part of your organization policy. Very well. We have Mark. Is there a next level dashboard for Rebecca boss? Of course, we have different levels of dashboard for Rebecca, for her boss, and even on a more strategic level. So our dashboards are very nice when it comes to being dynamic. You can have different levels from the strategic level, as I said, till the very low operational level, maybe up to daily operational tasks. You're welcome, Magesh.
So this particular dashboard is being used by CXOs, founders of large companies, and several other people. What I also probably missed telling you earlier is that we have pretty much a very large sector of insurance and real estate and many other such industries who use our platform in Asia and some parts of Middle East. And now there's probably about 70,000 people on the platform who are remote workers, and that's primarily the backdrop to our conversation as well today. Okay, I'm cognizant of time. Any last questions? What we'll do is that we'll certainly go back to the Q&A and try to answer a little more in detail, probably call you if you want any additional information. We are also around on this platform for the next few minutes in case somebody wants to hang around, but I just want to be respectful of your time. I'd like to hand over back to Omar for some closing comments.
Thank you very much, Naveen, and thank you very much, everybody, for being a part of this. Oh, my video is off. Thank you very much for being a part of this. I hope it has been insightful and useful to everybody. We do look forward to more questions and hopefully to future webinars about different things that we can help with everyone and this time of, uh, of need for things to help us with our everyday work life. So to make sure that we can still produce and therefore, perform for our organizations. Please feel free to contact us. We have many ways of beginning to work with everyone, and I look forward to your questions and to hopefully your contacts in the future. Thank you, Naveen. Thank you, Sam. Wonderful job. I wish you all a pleasant rest of the day, a wonderful weekend, and a beautiful, safe quarantine time with your family and friends. Well, family, not friends, but family. And I wish you all the best. Thank you very much.
Thank you, guys, and have a nice
Thank
day.
you.
And
Take
please
care.
stay safe and stay healthy. Bye.
Bye-bye.